Horry, Georgetown, and Williamsburg counties. When you think about those areas, have you yourself, Bill, ever been impacted by fire? I know, I think you talked about off camera the impact on families that you've been associated with, but...
I've been very lucky in my life. I've never had any type of catastrophes of that, but I could only imagine.
Right.
I've heard so many being involved in the political as an elected official.
Oh, yeah.
I see it. I'm touched with it all the time. I'm also a sitting member of the Waccamaw Regional Council of Governments, which is the COG, and the COG oversees Williamsburg, Georgetown, and Horry County.
Is that right?
And it really, it's amazing to see the difference. We all enjoy this beautiful life that we have along the coast here and the waterway, but you get in the areas of Williamsburg County and Georgetown County where the poverty levels and stuff are real low, and if something strikes down there, it's amazing that the heart and that the compassionate organizations such as the American Red Cross will step in and help these people.
Right.
And I know if you had a friend or a family member that was in the same position, it's comforting to know that there is organizations out there like that would step up to the plate.
Oh, yeah.
And these have to be funded. I mean, they're not funded by, as we said earlier, the government. I mean, so these funds are. This operation of our local chapter is only off the generosity of our local South Carolinians in this area. And that's another great thing. I noticed that in South Carolina we are probably the most generous group of people that I've ever been involved with.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. It's, I mean, we just had the local heart ball here recently. Was a very success, and as you know, they had the cat ball locally, which was very successful.
Yes.
So trust me, South Carolinians, especially in Horry County, when the time comes, they are very generous and they step up to the plate.
They really step up to the plate.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, it is amazing when you think about that. And of course, you stress the dollars just have to be raised. I think either Nancy Conley or Angela Nicholas were sharing about the critical nature of this month and next month as it relates to fires. And last year in the fiscal year, these were the 2 months that had the most egregious level of fires.
Right. And that's one of the reasons we kicked it off, was a twofold deal. Number one, it's in connection with American Red Cross month is March, and I'm also to the fact that you're right, most of the fires that we incur are in March and April, which is ironic. I don't understand why that is, but it just is. And again, I can't emphasize how important it is for our local business leaders, and I challenge all of them to get involved and contact their local chapter. And we're going to be out knocking on doors, trust me. I mean, we've got a good network.
With a $100,000 goal there, Bill, over the next 3 weeks, you've got to be knocking on a lot of doors. I saw that great piece. All the area newspapers, TV, radio stations have been rapping behind this, but there was a great shot of you and John Trudeau and Jack Devine last week in the Herald. And to see that and to see some of the highlights, the important aspect there of really making sure that everyone's involved, whether it's going to El Cerro Grande or being at Applebee's this past Saturday, or helping to get the law firms, calling their own law firm and say, hey, are you involved? Are you going to match Scott Joy and the folks over there at their firm? Are you going to get involved and really make this thing happen?
Yeah. And we really appreciate you. I mean, Greg, you've been great for us. I mean,
that's kind. No, thank you, Bill. We think back about, as we talk about families being impacted and what all they go through, and that's very kind. Thank you. The aspect of returning home one day, either from school or from work, and seeing nothing there.
Yeah, could you imagine? I mean, and the devastation, and especially when it comes to young children. I mean, there is really no facility set up for that here. I mean, you think about it. And again, I'm an elected official. I don't really know of any local government facilities that we have that accommodate this. I mean, if we have a fire in Surfside, of course we will service the fire itself with our fire department and our public safety department, but who's there to pick up the pieces? And let's say it's a family that really doesn't have any resources, and then here comes Nancy and Angela with the American Red Cross, and they step up and help. I mean, what a great feeling this is. I mean, it really is.
The other big thing, I was so thrilled when you visit, I think you said coastalscarc.org, or if you read some of the stories written about the Red Cross, you see that incredible percentage of folks associated with the Red Cross of volunteers. I think it was 97%.
Yeah, it's huge.
Incredible number of the support staff
really
there are
is.
made up of volunteers to make it happen.
Yeah.
And you think about it, as you pointed out, Nancy and Angela coming out to the scene, but there are times, obviously, where they can't be everywhere. And if 2 fires are occurring during the week, there are a heck of a lot of volunteers.
Yeah. And another good point that you just brought up, when I was just thinking what you were saying, the involvement that we don't realize what they do. When we go to in different day-to-day activities that we have, let's say you want to get involved with life-saving or whatever it is.
Right, CPR.
Yeah, CPR, and you think, well, you got to get certified by the American Red Cross. So look at the credentials that organization has. I mean, municipalities recognize them, county governments, local governments recognize them. And you're right, they're the ones who designate. You get the certification, go to the American Red Cross and get certified.
Exactly right.
And
That's
all
exactly
this, again,
right.
is the way it's funded is through contributions and donations.
Donations of every way, shape, and form. And as you said, even if folks can't be a part of the Heroes campaign, fires and disasters don't discriminate. I mean, they happen all the time. You never know when it's going to happen, and those dollars have got to be raised. If the government is not making a difference, providing those dollars, if the town of Surfside's not doing it, if Horry County government's not doing it, they're not expected to do that. They're not expected to fund nonprofits, but we as the citizenry definitely are.
Right.
Definitely are. And we think about these large counties, and you talk about the Waccamaw Council of Governments. You know, you hear anecdotally from folks like Yancey McGill talking about Williamsburg County. I mean, you've heard Yancey talk
senator.
about the impact in those areas. Some of the other folks associated with the Waccamaw Council of Governments. How did you get associated with that, Bill?
Well, I was actually lucky. Senator Cleary nominated me. You have to be by the local delegation, has to appoint you, and I was put on it. And they do some great work. We have excellent leaders on there. Billy Weatherspoon. You have Dick Elliott, Senator Elliott's on it. And as you mentioned, the boss, Yancey McGill.
Yancey McGill,
Yancey's on the board, and everybody looks up to him. He's sort of like our leader down there, and he does a lot, though, for his constituency.
It's a tough word, constituency. That's right.
Correct.
It's 7 a.m. I'm sorry, Bill. We got you at a better.
That's right. In Williamsburg and Georgetown, and also Ray Cleary. Ray has done such a great job. I mean, Ray is just a great gentleman and a great statesman. He
He's
really
crackerjack. I saw him last Thursday night up at the Beach First, and Nelson Mullins had the kickoff from 5:30 to 7:30. Their amazing new facility. And to think of a guy like Ray, who not only is a state senator, not only is a dentist serving tens of thousands of folks here in the area, he and Hal and all the folks in that office, but also the founding chairman of Beach First National Bank.
I know.
To see what all they've done, I guess a lot of people don't know it, but he is a great testament of folks who make a difference in Horry, Georgetown, and in many ways, obviously, Georgetown County, a big portion of this area.
No question. In fact, I can say this since you brought up Ray. Since I've been on council, Ray is the first state elected official that has actually given money to the town of Surfside. We actually received a check from him last week for over $100,000 on a grant, which was very exciting. And again, like I said, we have some great community leaders and we have some great business leaders, and so I'm really excited and very optimistic that we're going to make over our goal of the 100,000.
Blow past 100 grand. I love it. I love it. Well, it is so important for folks to think of the different ways they can do that. And, you were talking about chairing the Airport Advisory Committee. There are a lot of folks on there that I'm sure you're talking to find a way to get down, have them open up their pockets.
Oh, definitely. We're going to hit them all.
It up.
Yeah, we got some, and there's some great members on that board. And as you know, those are all appointed by your county council members. Each county council member has an appointment, and we have a great group up there. And as you know, there's the airport's been in the news a lot, and there's a lot of controversy there. But
yes, Bill Darby's with us tomorrow morning, and it's going to be tough to keep him off of that, Bill. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I've spoken to Bill several occasions on this issue. But I have to admit, we're very neutral on this, and we're an advisory board, like I said. And what we do is we get this information, give it back to our council members, and let them make the decisions. They're the elected officials, and they're the ones that are going to be ultimately held accountable for this particular project. But I just really want to thank you guys for allowing us to come on here and let the community know about this cause,
the Heroes Campaign. You know, and if someone hadn't been familiar with it, Bill, what's the most simple way that they can become a hero? What is the best way, if a viewer's watching right now, if they didn't rush off to work or get out to school, what's the best way for them? Is it giving you a call, or is it just calling the Red Cross
I would call
directly?
the Red Cross chapter, that 477-0020 number.
Okay.
And I'll tell you one thing. I would like to see, and I know you're a big advocate of the internet, and what I'd like to see us do is maybe even do a separate website with this particular fundraising campaign, so people can actually get on there and go to this and do donations online, because we know in the world that we're in today, people like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and it's just a fact of life, and I'd like to see that, and hopefully I can talk Nancy into implementing that. I've got somebody who actually, Tom Heron, has already volunteered to do it for us.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. So if we get Tom to build the website with the
a direct link back to the Red Cross.
Exactly
Sure.
right. And with this particular Heroes Campaign, and list all the people who are backing it, and all the functions and all the different, because there's a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've got the dinner at El
Cerro Grande.
Grande's, and we've got a lot of the local schools that are getting involved, and a lot of local businesses.
Yes.
You're going to be seeing a lot of contribution containers at their desk and stuff. So
absolutely. We're seeing them right here with you right now. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Bill.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You're a good man.
Kind words. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Bill McKown coming up next. Callie, I love that front page shot last week. These three guys on the front page talking about a $5,000 donation to help kick off this Heroes campaign. There's a reason March is American Red Cross Month, and you've got to think of that great Nancy Connolly quote, "Whatever is raised locally stays locally." The Red Cross is looking for local heroes, and you can make a difference. Whether you're out at El Cerro Grande on Saturday, March 24th, buying a good Mexican meal, enjoying some Mexican drinks, or otherwise, know that 15% of those dollars raised, if you can't give $1,000 to the American Red Cross, you can still make a difference. You can still be a hero. And even if you can't make a donation during the month of March, we heard Bill say it, fires and emergencies don't discriminate. They don't discriminate at all. The Red Cross is out there every day. Think about this. Over the last 5 years, the average number of fires and emergency disasters impacting the area have taken $75,000 out of the coffers of the local American Red Cross. That's $75,000 over a 12-month period. Over the last 8 months alone, $78,000 have been depleted out of the American Red Cross coffers. You can make a difference. These funds are needed right now, not only in the month of March, but those fires. The impact in March and April are gigantic. The phone number is simple, 843-477-0020. That's 477-0020. You heard Bill talking about the website. Check it out, coastalscarc.org. Go online, make a difference, be a hero.